From the golden plains of Cork to the wild Atlantic shore, our farmers sweat and bleed the land like they've done forevermore. But Agenda 21 from the UN's poison pen controls our every acre, every river, every glen. They dictate land use, water rights, and carbon caps so tight. Rewild the fields, cut the herds, turn day into endless night. EU directives, water framework, nitrates in their hand. They strangle every farm and boat to serve the global plan. No food on shelves without our farmers. No food on shelves. Agenda 21 treason. Rise up, era. Fight the global liars. Farmers and truckers set the country on fire. Support the protests. No retreat. Down with the carbon tax and the UN-EU deceit. They seize our fisheries, quotas crush the boats at sea, while Agenda 21's green light steals the future from you and me. Land retirement orders, carbon farming forced by law, biodiversity scams that leave our children starved and raw. Fuel protest raging, diesel tax to break our backs. But without the men on tractors, there'll be empty supermarket racks. We need our farmers far more than the suits in Dublin town, selling aerosol to Brussels and the globalist crowd. No food on shelves without our farmers. No food on shelves. Agenda 21 treason. Rise up, era. Fight the global liars. Farmers and truckers set the country on fire. Hey, hey, hey. Support the protests. Hey, hey, hey. No retreat. Down with the carbon tax and the UN-EU deceit. Treason in the Doyle. Politicians bow and scrape to the UN and the EU. Our birthright they reshape. They send the traitor Gardaí, public order thugs in blue, to drag our farmers from their land like the tans of 22. But we remember Collins, Pierce, and every rebel stand. This is our soil, our water, our sovereign Irish land. No global plan, no carbon lie, no foreign mandate rules. We'll burn their papers high and take back what is ours by right. Agenda 21 is the chain, Agenda 2030 the noose. They control the land, the water, and the very air we lose. But farmers feed the nation. Without them we all fall. Starve the traders first before they starve us all. No food on shelves without our farmers. No food on shelves. Agenda 21 treason. Rise up, era. Crush the global liars. Every farmer, every trucker, light the funeral pyre. Hey, hey, hey. Support the protests. Hey, hey, hey. No surrender. This land is ours forever. Victory or death. Remember
up all the sport. And you can smile. Go home with your fucking money. Fucking should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, Kyla.
Gormahagat, Jordan. A horde, ha we de pléile ceisle an taistal le fada le blianta agus níl tacht ar éon réitach ortha. Nís móna céal bliana nuas ha stát a gain agus ba cuma le rialtas ní rialtas ba cuma lo stáid an gná phobal mar háid site I tach lion a cuacht in a chealabacha an a póci a chuid póci líonta le airigid le tíre. Agus is á díal, is muidna á díalacha a thairsúil. Friends, we have attended protest marches and rallies for many decades, and generations before us have done the same thing. And I think we're probably all directing our energies at the same problem, the same underlying problem. And I'm sure I won't get a disagreement when I say that we do not have a government in Leinster House which represents the people of Ireland. We simply do not have that. What we have in Leinster House, since its first establishment, is a puppet regime installed by the English government as they fled before the rising Irish people in the War of Independence. What they did at the time is they divided the people, and with a combination of, I have to say, some who took an oath of allegiance to the King of England, including Michael Collins, and De Valera, who went on to hang Republicans with the English hangman. These are the forces which built Leinster House and the power it wields over the people of Ireland today. So today we're probably here because the issue has come to fore with the fuel crisis, the price of fuel. Truckers, farmers, heavy users of fuel have no choice because their livelihood is at stake. But homeowners, families, heating their homes, or people who drive for work or for whatever reason, the price of fuel has gone far beyond any reason, and it's been highlighted in the middle of all this that the lion's share of all of that is government tax anyway. So who are they fooling? Just like during the property boom, it turned out that the government was living off the excise duties and taxes on homes. And this is true today still, as yet again higher homeless figures are published than ever has existed in the state. Now, I'd have to say it's nothing to do with the nationality of anybody. We have a government in Leinster House which does not represent the people of Ireland. And further evidence for that is announced again during the week, is that the government this year will have an unexpected surplus in the budget of €9 billion. It's already been mentioned here. That could house pretty much everybody in Ireland on the housing list without any loans. What we're experiencing today in the fuel crisis is not the result of the lack of resource. It is the result of decisions in how those resources, which belong to the people of Ireland, how those resources are allocated. Today, electricity bills, anybody who gets them, they're soaring. But do we know that householders in Ireland pay twice the rate for electricity as do the data centres? And those same data centres use up about 20% of the total capacity of electricity generated in the state. So I have some notes, but there's so many issues, people don't need me to read through them. We have been betrayed We have been lied to, we have been bullied, arrested, beaten, conned, deceived everywhere by those who are duty bound to represent us. So to my reading, it leaves one path open to us, and that is revolution. We have to be done with these people.
Yes.
When I say revolution, I'm not asking people to take the understandable anger and just lash out at whatever passes. What we must do is we must think calmly as to what is required to establish the freedom and the genuine independence of the Irish people. And as we think of that, my suggestion is that we realise we are not the first ones on the block. Our own generation and former generations, going back centuries, have dealt with the same issues. So we should learn the lessons learned by our former generations. And the overwhelming theme arising from that is that we need to re-establish the Irish Republic, proclaimed initially by the United Irishmen, reiterated and strengthened all the way through 1916, all the way through the most recent era of struggle in the 6 counties. This Irish Republic is what will guarantee to the people of Ireland that we will be masters of our own destiny.
Yes!
Fully, exclusively. The Irish people are the only legitimate stakeholders in establishing the policy of our state and the future of all of Ireland, not just the Free State, so-called. So, Accorda, Ianamarav, Smainav Shear, or Cadaha Imeha Rowing, Cadi ibn Haimana, a Viegar Shaincher, Agus either Fred, or Son Search in the Tira, Mahan Trudson Fos, the Kriach No. So, up the Republic, Accorda.
Muintir Corky, agus Muintir na Héireann, Díomh má Chárta Gael. I'm delighted to see here today an array of our flags. These are magnificent symbols of our nation. The harp flag reaches back into the antiquity of Ireland, to pre-Christian times, and we have our beloved tricolour. We saw this flag and its beautiful colours fill the streets of our towns and our cities, and that was a lovely sight to my eye, and I think to many more people's eye. It unites us in our own country, and it unites us with our exiled sons and daughters, our diaspora, the multi-millions of our people who are scattered around the world. It is a unifying symbol, as is our Ora Naveen, and it is entitled to be protected, to be preserved, and to be celebrated with pride and with honour. And I'm sure all you good people here today will do so. We have seen recently, some people call them demonstrations, some call them protests. Whatever, it was a mass movement of multitudes of people come onto the street in opposition to destructive policies of Leinster House. The policies were deliberately devised. The destruction of the policies, which involved the increase, I suppose this really is the straw that broke the camel's back, was the increase in fuel costs. It rose to such an exorbitant height that it impacted on a whole array of services and products in the country. When fuel cost goes up, fuel is not a luxury. It is an essential commodity. It's used in the heating of people's homes, it's used in the production of food, in the production of a whole array of products, and in the transport of them. And when an additional cost is heaped on fuel, that is then reflected on all the products that you buy. So, the detrimental consequences of that is that it will collapse certain businesses. They will no longer function. This was brought to the attention of the Leinster House regime. Large numbers of people, as you know, supported truckers and tractors which were brought onto the street to alert the government of the destructive policies that was impacting the daily lives of the whole country. Instead of engaging in reasoned and civilised discourse, they adopted a most strident arrogancy, a dismissive attitude. And you pay up, put up, shut up, or we beat you up.
Yeah.
We have seen demonstrated pitifully, we have witnessed a bankruptcy to engage in any kind of a civilised discourse, and then they reached for muscle. They used the Gardaí as a private muscle to clamp down on people. And we've heard the term public order bandied about. Now, the policies of the government didn't serve public order. It caused disorder. This is what they're trying to bring to the attention of the people who manufacture these policies. So several protests took place, and we saw the boot and the baton being exerted on protesters who are entitled to protest. And we have that entitlement because it's enshrined in our Constitution, 46.1. So we have constitutional protection to gather, to assemble and to protest peacefully. We also are guaranteed these rights under international treaties. The international treaties are the European Convention of Human Rights and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, to which Ireland is a signatory. They have no entitlement to breach our rights, which are entitled in the highest law of the country, which is Bunloch na hÉireann, or the treaties that we're assigned to. We've been lectured about penalties in relation to protesters, and the question arises, where are the penalties in relation to those state agencies and agencies who have contravened the Constitution and in actual fact subverted it, and who have contravened international treaties? People had very good reason to demonstrate. They had very good reason to protest. And the bulk of the country was behind and supported the protest because they saw the validity of it. Now, it did cause inconvenience, but inconvenience does not negate or nullify the constitutional protection which we have. And the idea and the plan, my understanding is, for the demonstrators was to right the wrongs, to correct the wrongs of policies that were crushing and are crushing enterprises and are forcing the price of everything up. Now, we've heard a lot of other people have spoken, and I'm not going to speak much longer. That is our flag. This is our country. Every square inch of soil belongs to the Irish. It belongs to the Irish who give allegiance to our country. It doesn't belong to betrayers, and it doesn't belong to traitors. Every mountain, every lake, every river belongs to us.
Yes.
Our nation was blessed with abundant resources. I'm not going to even touch on the oil resource, which has just been ignored. We have a self-replenishing resource in our fishing industry. It can support massive populations both on the coast and inland. Instead of culling our cattle, increase the numbers of it. It is the most important commodity in the nation, food, the food supply, outside of our demographic. And our demographic has been under assault for centuries. Cromwell tried to rid our country of our people, to reduce us to a manageable small demographic. The idea today is the same, the tactic is just different. In closing, I have two things to say. We have assembled here today. We have the freedom to assemble here today, but that freedom is hard fought for. The best and the bravest of our country battled, and their lives were taken from them in the fight to establish that freedom. The Constitution that are effective had to, in some way, reflect the 19th Proclamation. So I would like you to do two things, maybe, I suggested. One, that we have a moment's silence for all the people who fought for our nation, our sovereignty, our culture, our freedom, our people. So I'd like to have a moment's silence. Thank you. And now, I'd like to put your hands together and give a big applause, because everybody who participates in all these assemblies and these gatherings are part of the protest, part of the demonstration, and give yourselves a huge big clap for your valour, your courage and your commitment. We have a wonderful nation. All we need is honest, true management of the affairs, and we will be and have the ability to be the most splendid nation on the face of the earth. Will be about it.
Went down to Whitegate. There was 6 of us went down to Whitegate. It's 2 weeks ago now, I suppose. But we went down to Whitegate and we set up in the wall below. 3 trucks, 3 tractors. Set up in the wall below for about an hour. And we're saying, what will we do? Will we or won't we? So eventually we said, fuck it, you know what? Yeah. So we pulled up, we blocked the gates. When we arrived there, we walked around to all the residents down there and we just asked them and said to them, look, we're planning on doing this, is that okay with you? They said, yeah, 100%. There's beds there for the lads that don't have beds in the tractors. And there's eggs there in the morning for you if you want them. So we said, fair enough. From day one, we've got support from all over the place, from truckers, farmers, electricians, carpenters, builders in general. Normal Joe Soaps just along the street will say healthcare workers, nurses, carers. Like, that's what we're trying to get out there. This fuel protest is no longer a fuel protest. It's to do with everything in this country. Everyone is affected. Whether you're a carer trying to get to work to look after people, whether you're a nurse, it's the most vulnerable people in this society that are left behind by this government, and they're not actually listening. They're just plain ignorant and they're just oblivious to what's actually happening. But why we decided to go to Whitegate was, we said, it's one of the places in the country that probably would hurt them the most. Now, 44% of the country's fuel comes out of Whitegate. So it was strategically a good place to hit, and it made them sit up and notice what was actually going on. So look, I don't have a whole pile more to say on it, but look, we were supported by everybody and we're not finished yet. We're not finished with these fuckers. We're going to put them back in their place. It's about time, as PJ was saying there, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, they've been voted in time and time and time and time again. And there's one common denominator in all of this. It's them 2 parties that is our country fucked. Yes. It's on our knees. And we're trying to bring it back. Like, I've kids at home. I've one 21-year-old, I've a 15 and a 16-year-old, along with a load of people here. Everybody has kids. We want to have a country for them that they can grow up in and not have to immigrate to America, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, wherever they want to go. But like, I have a friend of mine that has a quarry, and this is just one small little story. His daughter is a doctor. She qualified 3 years ago as a doctor. There was 83 people when they qualified in her group. How many are left in this country? Take a guess.
3.
3 people. 3 doctors left here. All them doctors qualified with highest honours and everything. There's 3 of them left. Like, isn't that saying something when the people here are being sent abroad and we're trying to get people back in to cover our nurses, our doctors. Nurses like are on their feet, I've seen it. My mum was in hospital there not too long back, and a lot of non-national nurses, very, very grateful for them, but they're the people that are struggling on their feet as well, as long as our own people. And you know, another small example, I was at a meeting last night in Little Island, and there was a lady stood up, she said, I'm a pensioner. I called a neighbour of mine, she said I hadn't seen in quite a while, and this lady, God help her, had her television, her little small portable television, brought into the kitchen. and she had a duvet around her, and what she was heating her house with was the 4 little rings on top of the cooker.
Oh, Jesus.
So that'll tell you, like, the most vulnerable people in our society are the very, very young, the very, very old, and everything in between. But like this mental health, PJ touched on it there, mental health, everyone's mental health is suffering in this. And they don't care. They just don't care. They just turn a blind eye as long as they're okay in Dublin, inside in the Dáil with their suits and everything on. Everyone else doesn't care in this country. But it is time for everybody here to stand up and say, enough's enough, lads. We have enough of your shit. Get the fuck out.
In what they're saying, real truth. This isn't about a left or a right. This is about everybody coming together here today. We're all under the one banner. We're not happy with the psychopaths that's running in the government at the moment. I'm an Irish woman. I'm a proud Irish woman, and we're all the Indigenous Irish here. I'm heartbroken as to what's happening in my country at the moment. I have 2 boys, and I worry about their future. I worry about what's happening in the schools. I worry about how they're going to survive when they're in college, how they're going to get jobs, how they're going to work. You know, it's a constant worry for our parents, for everybody. Just listening to yourself talking about the 83 doctors in the country, and there's only 3 of them left. How many has come in from other countries? You know, it's scandalous. It's really, it's disturbing. We have been absolutely terrorised, and I mean terrorised, for the last 6 or 7 years by a government that does not give a flying kite about its people. It's, you know, my mother is here with me at the moment, and she's 70, and she's worried about digital ID. Like, for a woman, a 70-year-old woman, to be worried about digital ID, you know, it's scandalous what's happening. I ran in the Irish People Party, and at the moment there's a man in County Galway, AJ Cahill, who's running, hoping to replace our lovely president that we have at the moment, Catherine Conley. I'm sure you all love her. The disappearing one, you know, the one that disappears when we need her. Yeah. But he's running, hoping to get her seat. Now, AJ is one of our own, and he's been speaking out for the last couple of years, for years and years, about what's happening in this country. He's running in Galway, and I'd ask people here, if they know people in Galway, or if you're from Galway yourselves, to look him up on YouTube and give him support, because he really needs it. We need to get more of these people like him to try and get in to overrun who's there at the moment. Listening to Tom there, you know, when he was saying about hanging them here, you know, I mean, that's absolutely correct. They should be all hung, drawn and quartered for what they've done to the people of this country. You know, I'm fortunate enough that I have my mother here, and we speak every day about the going-ons of what's happening in the country. It's all doom and gloom, you know, at the moment. It's all bad news. You know, like the worry of the digital ID, the worry of people's houses being taken, and, you know, iPass centres in communities. You know, for the last couple of years, every community and village has been under attack from an iPass centre, and it's heartbreaking for them local people in the towns that has to stand and try and fight this invasion and the replacement, because this is a very planned operation. It is an invasion, and it's a replacement of the Irish people. And it's lovely to see everybody here today, but there isn't enough people. Like, we're all here now under the same banner. Before this, you could have called us conspiracy theorists, you could have called us racist, you could have called us everything, but you can't call us genuine people that cares for our country. And that's why we need more and more people to come together and try and stand up and get some sort of shape back on it, because otherwise there's no future for my kids, there's no future for my grandkids, there's no future for your kids. You know, we'll be just completely overrun, and it's not It's heartbreaking to see it, so I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you.
But instead, sickeningly, disgustingly, far-right, racist, fascist agitators said, this is our chance.
The suits sit and smile. Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, Sinn Féin in denial. Greens and the rest, all dancing the same tune, selling the nation by the light of the moon. In the halls of Leinster House, the suits sit and smile. Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, Sinn Féin in denial. Greens and the rest, all dancing the same tune, selling the nation by the light of the moon. In the halls of Leinster, the suits sit and smile. Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, Sinn Féin in denial. Greens and the rest, all dancing the same tune, selling the nation by the light of the moon. They call it democracy, the people's grand choice, but it's smoke and it's mirrors, a scripted false voice. Left wing or right wing, both attached to the bird that flies for Brussels and never for us heard. Rise up, era, smash the illusion today. Democracy's a cage where the traitors hold sway. No party serves era, they serve the EU chain. Agenda 21 and the UN's bloody game. They open the floodgates, they sell off the land and our resources to globalist hands. From the rivers to the farms, to the harbors and hills, they're carving up era for international kills. They preach climate justice while shipping us out, our young forced to emigrate. Strangers moving with clout, no voice for the native, no care for our kin. Just virtue and profits within. They bow to the mandates from Strasbourg so grand, while Agenda 21 steals the green Irish land. Forests and waters, our homes and our farms, given to conglomerates under false charms. Rise up, era, smash the illusion today. Democracy's a cage where the traitors hold sway. No party serves era, they serve the EU chain. Agenda 21 and the UN's bloody game. They open the floodgates, they sell off the land and our resources to globalist hands. From the rivers to the farms, to the harbors and hills, they're carving up era for international kills. United Nations blueprints and sustainable lies, replacement and control in a clever disguise. They talk human rights as they bury our own, erase the old era, replace flesh and bone. Every election a farce, every promise a jest, all parties united in selling the West. No difference in Dublin, just puppets on string, pulling for Davos and whatever Brussels may bring. So burn down the system that calls itself free. The illusion of choice is pure tyranny. trap has been set. We need a rebellion, or we'll live in regret. For the blood of our fathers still cries from the soil, against every traitor who labors to spoil the last Celtic nation. The Emerald Isle true, we'll take it by fire, if that's what we must do. Rise up, bear up, break every chain tonight. Democracy's dead, now we stand up and fight. No party, no master, no EU decree will bury our people or steal our country. Take back the resources, the land and the name. Drive out the agenda, reignite the flame. For if we stay silent, the history will read they had a green nation, but chose not to bleed.